We get to know in the course of our work here, we get to know a lot of the coaches, and certainly I've had the privilege over the years of getting to know a lot of the football coaches and a lot of the basketball coaches, and maybe the basketball coaches even better because we travel with them. I mean, there's nobody really, there's not a lot of distance between you and the coaching staff because I actually have been given great access. I go in and sit in on the sessions with film. I mean, I'm doing all that. I'm at practice on the road every day. So it's really kind of a fun thing, and you get to know people pretty well. And I have gotten to know a couple of the assistants recently, some of whom have left, and I think their journey has been aimed at trying to become head coaches, which is exactly what it's supposed to be. One of them, Chris Gerlufsen, went last year to the mainland to work for Todd Golden at the University of San Francisco. They had a very good year. Todd Golden got the job at Florida, and lo and behold, within a day, the University of San Francisco announced that they were hiring Chris Gerlufsen as their head coach. He joins us now. Chris, congratulations.
I appreciate it, Bobby. Good to talk to you.
I know what a grind coaching can be because, my goodness, you've been all over the world, it seems. Does it feel like that to you? You've been everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that until I sit down and actually think about it and write down all the different places I've been, the stops I've had. But it all feels like it's all kind of led to this point, and I wouldn't change anything about kind of the journey to get to this point.
You did have on your record, you've got a number of games when you were sort of the acting head coach for Iran when he had a medical. And I remember kind of watching you at the University of Illinois. And I remember thinking, how cool, because granted, it's a limited sample, but it was a taste. And I thought you handled everything about that incredibly appropriately. Thought you did a really good job. I thought you were popular with players here. And obviously nothing changed. The same thing at San Francisco, and now you're getting a chance in the WCC.
No, I appreciate you saying that. And, again, when I had that opportunity at UH, it was all about, really didn't have a whole lot of time to think about it or worry about it. And was all about trying to just maintain the program and make sure that we kept it running smoothly while, Iran was out and trying to get healthy. And but I feel a little bit more, just at ease, now being in this position, having the chance to go through what I got to go through, at Hawaii. So super grateful for that experience, and I think it's really kind of helped shape me and prepare me for this.
One of the things, if I remember correctly, didn't you guys play USF when Iran was out? Didn't you beat Todd Golden's team?
We did. I believe me, I let him know about that as many times as I could throughout the course of the year. But yeah, we played a really exciting game against them. I think they were undefeated at the time, and I actually, I think I handed Todd his first loss as a head coach. So that's something that I choose to remind him of on a fair basis, and I think that was probably one of Drew Buggs' best games. Being in Hawaii was a game he had against San Francisco, but it was a fun game and one that certainly have memories of.
I read some comments that Todd Golden had made about you being elevated to the head coaching staff, and I kind of thought, well, one of two things is going to happen: either USF is going to hire Chris here, or he's probably going to end up joining Todd Golden in Florida, where its assistant coaches might make $500,000. So really kind of an interesting thing how this worked out. Obviously, the goal was to get your chance at a head coaching spot. So fabulous that it went. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, no, it's been a grind for sure, but I feel like I've had a chance to be around a lot of quality people, a lot of quality coaches, a lot of just bright basketball minds. Whether it was my time at UH with Iran or being at San Diego with Lamont Smith, or, I could go down the line, Dan Leibovitz at Hartford, Don Gallagher at Hartford, and all these people have kind of just helped, kind of formulate what my philosophy and what I want to be as a head coach, and being around good quality people, successful people, have a way of kind of shaping you. And so I feel like I'm prepared. Obviously, the last week has been a whirlwind just in terms of how fast everything happened. But again, couldn't be more excited or just ready to, roll my sleeves up and get to work.
Now, let me ask you about the hiring of a staff, because that's something that until you get in the position you're in now, you never have to worry about.
Yeah, and there's still some moving parts, with Todd leaving to go to Florida in terms of, who he's going to bring, who's going to stay, what our support staff looks like. And I'm still working through that. And I think it's important to, just to take a breath, and not feel like you're in a rush. There are some guys who are still here on staff that I feel really good about. I think a large part of why we were so good this year was we were just super connected as a staff. There was no drama. And I want to try to maintain a lot of that continuity as best I can. And obviously we're going to have to, bring a few new guys in, but they're going to be guys who kind of fit what we're about and fit the culture.
It's kind of funny. I remember Ron said it's like that. It's way more important to get the right guy than it is to get a fast guy. I mean, to get it quickly. So I'm sure you subscribe to that same philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, I want to try to hire guys that I know and that I trust, and again, guys that are going to try to on a daily basis just kind of impeach and impart on our guys, what our philosophy is and how we do things, and guys who can relate to players, guys who again want to be in the fight and aren't afraid of working hard and really trying to push the needle so we can continue this program forward.
At USF, how involved is the head coach in scheduling?
I think obviously going to be involved in everything, from a scheduling piece down to a recruiting piece and everything in between. But, the scheduling thing is something that, I actually have a scheduling meeting here once we get off the phone. I feel like we're in a good place where our schedule is, but, we're going to have to add some games and figure out the best way to kind of continue things forward because, part of why we were so successful this year was with the way that we put our schedule together. And that's going to be something that we continue to try to do formula-wise moving forward.
I'm kind of wondering if sooner or later we might see you back in the islands with your Dons team.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad. I don't know if I want to play UH's team. I know they've got a good group coming back and had things really moving in the right direction this year, and just the injury bugs kind of caught them. But was impressed with what I saw from the limited times that I had a chance to see them this year.
Well, you knew these guys pretty well, a lot of them, so it probably didn't surprise you a ton. The only things that we didn't count on were finding out Samuda Vea and Juan got hurt the week before the first game and out for the season. That was a little bit of a shocker.
Yeah, no, I mean, those are some of the things that you can't control, unfortunately. And, to still do what they did and be right there to the end of the year in terms of fighting for that, maybe that top or second spot in the league, just says a lot about the group and says a lot about what Iran did to get them to that point. So I know they're probably very excited about what they have coming back and kind of what they can be, going forward.
Chris, let me ask you about what you have coming back, and where do you anticipate you'll be getting most of your recruits from? Will it be largely California or West Coast based?
I mean, we're going to take the best players that we can get, whether they're from California. Obviously, we want to be able to recruit in our backyard here. Northern California is a hotbed for talent, as is Southern California. But, we're going to take the best possible kids that fit what we're about and to try to sustain and continue to make this thing better. Making the NCAA tournament this year was something that can't really put into words in terms of what that feels like. And I think a good part of our locker room now knows what that is. And so we'll be chasing that feeling again for the next, 12 months in terms of how do we get back to that point and give ourselves a chance to, to play in March. And adding the right pieces and trying to stay old, I know that's a good starting point is just trying to stay experienced and add guys that fit what you do.
Pretty good group coming back for you?
Yeah, I feel good about the nucleus of our group. Obviously, we're losing a NBA caliber point guard in Jamari Bouye, so that'll be a huge gap to fill. And we're losing some stuff up front with Yaya Masowski and Patrick Tape, two guys who had really good years for us. But I feel like we're in a good spot. Now it's a matter of just landing a few of these guys and getting them here and getting to work.
Chris, so happy the way this worked out for you. It was almost like kismet. It was sort of ideal. I knew that you wanted to you felt like moving to the West Coast would increase your chances of getting a job. I don't know of a head coaching job. I don't know if you could have even dreamed it would happen this quickly.
I mean, believe me, there's no formula to doing this. Some of it is, being in the right place at the right time. And
sure.
I think that's kind of what happened with me. I have all the respect in the world for, a lot of assistants who are in the same position as me in terms of just, putting a lot of time into this profession and just kind of working hard and trying to be around good people. And, as I said, there's no formula. It's just being in the right place at the right time and someone, feeling good about you and willing to take a chance on you. And that's why I'm so grateful for just the administration here for making a quick and a fast decision. But they also had a whole year to kind of view me, and I felt like I was in a job interview this whole year, So couldn't be more excited or grateful for them for just trusting me in terms of being the next head coach here.
Well, it was obvious because I think it was about a day after Todd Golden got hired in Florida that you got hired at USF.
Yeah, I'll have to give you the long story of it some other time. But, yeah everything happened on our team charter flight, the morning after our NCAA tournament game. He let the AD know on the flight that he had been offered and accepted the job. And by the time we had landed back here in San Francisco, it was known that I was going to be the next head coach. So it was an interesting plane ride for sure.
No doubt. Yeah.
But one that I will remember for the rest of my life. And again, it was almost, everything was aligned, and it just was being in the right place at the right time.
I know you had told me once when we did a long-form interview that your best recruit is your life partner there. So for both of you, a long time coming, congratulations.
No, I appreciate it. And yes, she's been all over the country with me, and obviously Hawaii is home for her. But now I guess we'll just be coming back for some vacations now.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you coming on with us. Wish you good luck.
Appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you.